Hi everyone, this is your chess friend here, and today we're going to be playing our third daily chess game for you all. So, let's see what our opponent's playing here. He's okay. He's going to start with d4 and d5. This is the most popular opening at professional levels, but I'm not exactly there yet, so it's not too often you see them. This is called the Slav defense. Well, just the Slav. I could take on c4, but that allows e4 to come hitting the pawn, and then basically it adds a lot of pressure that's quite difficult to get rid of. So let's see how many defenders we have. We have 1, 2 attackers, and 2 defenders. So I'm just going to play e6. No, I'm going to play knight to d7. Knight to d7 is a good move in this structure, allowing you to push e5 and c5 later, which are both pretty important moves. He's going to play c5. I think I'm going to play b6, trying to right away open up, the tension that he just started. Okay, so we're going to see we're seeing b4. I'm going to play a5, hoping to, again, take and then take to relieve some of the tension here. And if he captures here, we can recapture the rook. Okay, so he's going to play b5, which is, I think, a quite strong move, but I think we're going to take on d5, although that allows him to take on c6. So let's think about that. I think it might actually be better to take on b5, and after he recaptures, take on c5. This is looking like a quite a difficult game already. So I think I'm going to play c takes b5, although it is capturing away from the center. And if he plays c6, it has the same effect. So I think we're actually going to take on c5 and hope he doesn't capture here. But if he does, it won't be a big deal. We can play knight to b7, putting pressure on it, or we could play knight takes d4, trying to attack the knight. Although if the queen captures, we'll be in a pretty weird position, so I think it's better to just go knight to b6, threatening to capture the c6 pawn, which is, I think, a fair enough move. Queen to a4. Well, it was obvious he wasn't just going to let me get away with that, so this is just a fine move. He's trying to go c7, winning the queen because of a discovered check, so we're just going to find a way to block that. This is going to be quite difficult. Let's see. I might have made a blunder here, but I think there's a way out of it. Yeah, I just queen to c7, stopping c7 shenanigans and just letting me capture the pawn next turn, even if knight to d5 or something similar. He's going to defend the pawn one more time with his knight, which is fine. Let's go to e6 probably, trying to stop knight takes. Actually, knight could go to knight to b5 is coming next turn, so it would be nice to either stop that, which we can actually stop that with bishop to a6. So I think we're gonna go bishop to a6, stopping knight to b5. Although it's quite common, he's gonna play something like e4 and try to exchange bishops. But what can you do? What can you do? What we really want to go is e6, bishop d6, and then castle, because that would just get rid of all the tension we have in our current position and allow us to just win the game. So we're going to start doing that because he's trying to push e4, which is not too impactful right now. Actually, I probably should have taken on d4, gone up 2 pawns. I think I'm going to do that now then. It forces the queen to move, or it forces the knight to move, both of which are pretty good for me. So that's nice. Bishop takes on a6. Sorry, bishop takes a6. That's an okay move. We're going to recapture with the rook, but leaving us with, actually, maybe we should recapture with the knight. Uh-oh, I think we made a mistake. Oh, wait, no, we didn't. We can capture on c3. This is a good move because it allows you know, we win back the piece without losing anything else. So bishops to b7. Looks like we did make a mistake though, because next turn bishop to e3 is coming, winning our bishop. Actually, yeah. So we need to find a way to stop that, which I don't think there is one. So we're gonna have to give up some material here, but shouldn't be the end of the world, I think. Yeah, won't be the end of the world. We'll be fine, I think. I hope we'll be fine. This is going to be kind of difficult from here, though. We're going to go down in material, but maybe if we play correctly, we'll be able to get back in the game. If bishop to e3 right here, I'm considering bishop to d6. If he takes the rook, I'll take the knight, and I think that should be okay at least. And then if he takes the knight, I'll be in big trouble, actually, so maybe we shouldn't do that. Ooh, this is quite difficult, although after taking the knight, if he took our knight, we could go knight check takes, no, because there's still, okay, never mind. I'm being silly. Let's think. Probably bishop to e3 is coming, and that'll be very difficult for us to deal with. But if we play rook takes b7, pawn takes b7 with check, and then knight f to d7, probably. We have 2 attackers and 3 defenders, so we'll be able to go bishop d6 and castle next turn after that. Although we'll definitely be in hot water, so we have a chance, I think. If we play very carefully, we have a chance to win this, but white definitely has a better position, so I guess the recommendation here was probably not to go a5 when I did. So yeah, I'm expecting bishop to e3. Bishop to d6 maybe? I'm not sure. If he does capture on d5, I'll be very happy to see that. Yeah, it's always bishop to e3. So let's just double check. Do we have anything better? We could go d4, but just bishop captures. We could go bishop c5, but again, just bishop captures. We definitely don't want to go queen b6. How many defenders? 1, 2, 3. 3 versus 1, 2. So yeah, this is going to be quite difficult. I think the best move is capturing on b7. Yeah, I'm going to play that. He's going to capture with check, and we're going to go knight f to d7. We don't want to move the other knight because we don't want him to have the opportunity to castle. Knight f to d7. If he takes, knight takes, queen takes, queen takes. Yeah. So if he knight takes, then queen has to take. Yeah, queen takes, and then if queen takes, then knight takes, and we'll be fine because he can't promote this turn. And then if he goes rook to b1, we can play knight bishop to d6 to keep defending the queening square. So we should be okay here, at least kind of. Yeah, I think we'll be okay here, at least for the meantime. For a little bit, at least, we'll be fine. I'm really hoping he plays queen takes d7, though, instead of queen takes a5. Queen takes a5 is just winning him the game, I think, at this point. So, simply because it takes a pawn, puts pressure on the pawn, and it also doesn't trade off queens, which are 3 bad things for me. So hopefully he takes the pawn, but hopefully he trades the queen, but it's quite unlikely he'll do so because it's just a bad move. But if he does trade the queens, we can take on e4 with our pawn to win back kind of a pawn, and then he'll have to recapture. We're gonna go c2, forcing rook to c1. Although, do we want to force rook to c1? Darn it. Okay, he did play the good move. I think we're gonna capture. I think capturing is best, simply because it doesn't allow his queen the extra attack on the d5 square, and if he recaptures, we can force 1-2 rook moves. Ooh. So he's trying to get me to move away so he can go queen d8 with the checkmate. Is there anywhere I can move it to stop that? Not really. Not really. My queen can go to only e7 to stop that, but then the bishop is trapped, so I think we're definitely losing from there. So we might actually be forced into queen takes d1, which is losing already, but our best chance, I think. Or maybe knight to c6 is a good move, attacking the queen. So the queen will be forced to move, and then we can safely capture the pawn without losing the queen. Although, no, if we go knight to c6, he can promote. So knight to c6, he promotes, knight has to go back to b8 to take the queen, and then he can take the rook and just win. So I think we have to take his rook, unfortunately. So yeah, we've lost this game, but we should play on a couple more moves just in case, so that we can make sure 100% that he's not gonna make a weird mistake. We definitely need to castle ASAP, so we're gonna castle ASAP. Let's move bishop to... Ooh, aren't many good squares for the bishop, especially because so many of them are blocked. So looks like it has to be e7, because defended by the queen, defended by the bishop, defended by the pawn, and capturing the pawn would have just put our bishop in a corner where we can't really afford to have our bishop in a corner. So we're gonna play knight to c6, attacking the queen, and hopefully not instantly losing the game, but unfortunately I think we've lost here because he's got an attack on 2 pieces. If we could somehow defend the knight, which we can't, so I think we've just lost another piece, and at this point we've lost the game for sure. So I think it's quite safe to resign here. Yeah, so that was close, kind of. He played well. We didn't play too well according to the engine, but that was fine. So thanks for watching. It's always important to lose games of chess, not just win them, because when you lose a game of chess, you can learn something from it. So off camera, I'll analyze the game, see where I went wrong. My guess, it was the a5 move, but it could have been before that. So it's important, even if you lose a game, make sure you analyze it. Well, especially if you lose a game, analyze it so you can learn from your mistakes. Thanks for watching. This was your chess friend saying, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends. As always, if you have any ideas for a future video or topics I should cover in a future video, don't hesitate to leave them below. Thanks for watching. This was your chess friend saying goodbye.